Skull, Badwater, EU. Standard rules apply. If you don't understand my voice, please go to the main menu, go to the mute button, which is the ear with the X through it, and find my name TF2 Public Parrot and say mute in-game voice. That way you don't have to hear me again ever for the rest of life. All you remember is my Steam number. Now, in any case, today we're on Badwater. Good card pushing game, 5 cap. Well, you got 1, 2, 3, 4 cap to be fair, but got a start area. Anyway, so look at what the teams are doing today. Well, red team's actually going for a fairly good defensive makeup. That's actually pretty damn good for keeping the hordes at bay. They might... I think they've got a reasonable amount of firepower to counter-attack with, but that is a fairly solid defense. If they know what they're going to do with their majority classes, that should be good. Blue team, on the other hand, they might want a little bit more military power, but they've actually got a fairly good aggro force under their belt. That might be able to crack through the defences. Who will survive?
3, 2, 1.
Doors open. And that engineer, the most optimistic engineer in the world, 3 PYK there, getting double kill. From there, gloves. No, I think spout too late, and Apple Danger Dash is on that. That heavy is so far forward, and no, he was never going to survive the snipers. Very brave, but dangerous Apple Danger Dash. Now, in any case, Brim there, sporting the gloves of steel. Good weapon, actually. He's underestimated. And actually, on a cut with regen powers, you can last quite a long time. But if you were going to quick change out of that, I suggest maybe like a Thomas Lamp. You can use it as a consistent strategy. That way, you get a little bit more time spinning up. Red team. Well, it looks like red team have got a semi-solid foundation going. It looks good. They aren't really keeping an eye on the cart though. That's the only problem. And that sentry didn't get built in time. Looking a little precarious there. Oh yeah, that's not good. And there it goes. Brim there. Nope, relying way too much on those gloves to save him there, and too much firepower kicked in. 3 minutes 7, blue team, they should have done quite a nice job getting the cart pushed this far, but they haven't really dealt with red team. What matter is red team are employing a good defense, using engineers properly, and they're supporting their engineers for the most part. Now, looks like somebody knows how to use nades and trying to fire without that sentry can't see him. Spawn camping? Really? Oh, this should be fun. Well, is spawn camping red or spawn camping blue? I think that might be the question here. To be fair, if you get spawn clamped at blue, well, that's kind of a problem. Red team is defending very damn well, and actually it's kind of counting against because Marty nearly winning the game here. Actually, that came very close to a win. Red are actually counter-attacking too hard. That can be the problem there when you actually make sure the enemy stays in spawn, and then they don't. They kind of seep out the sides. They then start pushing the cart behind you, and that's what's happening here. 2 minutes on the clock here, and all blue need to do is steal the cart, and they've kind of completely outfoxed red. But red's position up there is quite impenetrable from the looks of it. Blue are going to have to put a serious Uber in there, or get some serious skills under their belt to take that down. And we're seeing pretty much the engineers up there, the wrench club as it were, all just hammering away at various machines. Yeah, it's looking like good, very solid defense. This is where you need Ubers. Medics with Uber are the strongest strategy in the game. Oh, and there goes... Oh, missed it. Yep, one brave spy there, just takes the point. And that's what happens when you over-counter-attack and don't prioritise the objective. Oh my god, that missed the British troll there. I can't believe how much you managed to dodge flames as you had now. Damn, Mr. British, you can avoid stuff if you want to. Now, in any case, 4 minutes 50 on the clock. Blue have, managed to get back into this game, but the problem is that red sentries are still a problem. However, Brim's managed to fix the problem, one engineer building at a time, or several, and there, that last one. Now, Blue have nothing in the way. They need to push up, get red out of there, and get on that cart. However, due to Red's excellent, sentry positioning, engineer positioning, they've actually got a nice start on the next buildings up in the top area. So you've got that little top area above the second point. Now, if you take that and hold that, put sentries on it, that should be very good. Oh, hey, Exceed, I hope you've, I think your previous, feel free if you don't want to hit me, man. Whatever. Cherokee there. Jumping in to save the day, unfortunately met with a ton of stuff. Yeah, missed the bridge there. In a bit of a problem there, actually. To be fair, Red are playing this game very well. And Cherokee's wrong. She's 3. Oh, that sentry power there. And, oh no, somebody's going on a sap spree. There's Xenon. Oh, wow, that got cleared. That was quick. Sentry and heavy firepower there. They're not training purposes, this is just for fun. And, wow, that was an excellent attack on that point up there. I think Blue knew what to do there. That was amazing cult work there. Now, with this amount of push power here, can they get straight onto the fourth point? Now, basically, I do this because I love TF2 in terms of the public scene. It's actually a very derpy feel to it. It's really nice and fun to play. So I thought sometimes maybe it's the real part of the game, which is public games. That's really the best TF2 is that. Not the best, but that's fun. It's like this. And look at that push though. Blue have maxed out their 10 minutes, and those heavies are not stopping. And they've learnt to just hold down M1 and press W and just keep going the direction the cart's going. It's a very simple tactic. Just kill everything in the way. And right now the cart has not stopped. These heavies are not giving any fucks right now as to any possible dangers ahead. They just keep firing. Oh wow, banana corner there. And then Brody finished up with a stab. That was a lovely double tag team kill there. Not every day you see a flying croc out of nowhere. Well, actually, no, it's every day to be fair. Now, 9 minutes on the clock. Red team have some massive holes to be fixed here. They've got to get some sentries up. They've got to figure out a counter-attack plan and make sure Blue don't keep rampaging on them. I'm liking Exception Rabbit. Let's get to the sentries. And there's no sentry here. Okay, I'll just kill everybody around it then. Oh wow, 3PYK there, takes down that heavy again. Not suffering the fat man to live. He's doing the right thing, Snipers can almost insta-kill people, and that's very, very good in the game, because, heavy that blocks at 300 health are ordinarily kind of tricky to take down. Eight minutes 30. Now, red team, need to be rebuilding here, maybe counter-attacking a little. And blue team needs to start storming in there. Perhaps the other thing they need is, get some engineer up front, get telly down, and get you guys to the front. Because that way you can be saving time. Because you've got your spawn, you've got to run guys to the front, especially the slower, more powerful classes like heavies, demos, and soldiers. That'd be grateful if you just got them straight to the front rather than have to blast their way up or use gloves. That's a crit. Oh wow, no, that got taken down just before anything could happen with that. So be careful of those crits. It makes you very powerful, but still actually the same amount of fragile. He's fragile on the mountain. Oh, Marty there. Nice jump down. Takes down that sentry. That's how you play heavy on ambushing sentries. And Cherokee goes in and has got, well, I've got nothing else left to do here. I may as well just kill everything. Right now I think blue best worst times Uber's EU. Wow, and Cherokee's going through the enemy team using sword power. And no, I think too much stabbery on that, but tried his best. That's the problem with playing Demo Knight. You've got to keep on one target and try and kill them, especially with the half Zatoichi. You really need to get that regen in. Marty's facing problems. Ooh, Danica smirked there. Don't know what happened. Took down that NG. I don't know where he got the shot on from that. Oh, there he is. Nicely done. Takes down the sentry. That was lovely use of, outrange your sentry right there. But remember those things, omniscient up to a point, and then they start becoming useless as, guys are shooting down. That's why there's a scout achievement for, taking out a sentry with a pistol, because it does happen. Now, red team are really all over that car. Lovely counter-attack job. Oh dear God, no! Nobody saw the Hex Siege from behind. That commando heavy. But yeah, part of the problem with blue right now is they just can't seemingly. Oh, they ain't helping. Losing a sentry like that. Also, don't put sentries around some corners like that. You're better off putting a bit more in the open, where they can hit everything in range. If you put them around corners, heavies just walk around the corner, kill it in 2 seconds, and then they're done. You can't. You be careful with sentries like that. They're very finicky with range. They're playing in the medium and long zone, but not too long zone. There goes another X Siege there. Okay, there's another heavy. Immediately killed. And he's also like, where the enemy at? Oh, unluckiest stab EU. Brody there's like, yeah, I'm going to take this heavy. Oh, wait, no, you've got me. He just turned around right at the last second. I couldn't believe that. Liverpool now, they're pushing the cart to a win. Can they finish this game off? Banana Connor, like, guys, where are you all? And blue team has that. Nicely done. Okay, round 2, and that was a classic case there of the entire red team died at once. That can really happen, and it's surprising when it does. One thing a red team does need to do is make sure it doesn't over counter-attack, keep an eye on the objective, and don't die too quickly. That can't be said enough. Your respawn time is what? Somewhere between 12 to 20 seconds, and blues is somewhere between 3 to 6. So you've got to be really careful with your lives, because if you start throwing away too quickly, blue suddenly gets a massive numerical advantage over you, especially with the teleporter. I'd recommend, maybe sending out a spy or a scout, just basically blow up the teleporter, and you'll be fine there. Now anyway, let's look at the teams what's going on here now. Okay, let's see when the attacking team becomes the defense and the defending team becomes the attack. Well, the defending team looks like they are picking good, things today. This is looking a very strong push force from the blue team. Are they going to show up the previous blue team by saying this is how it's done? We will push harder and faster than you did. So yeah, that's how you play tournaments. Doors open. There's Marty again. Jesus. Gotta be careful with the heavies that can aim, because they're dangerous. Oh wow, Brody there showing his pro bravery skills while it lasted. I mean seriously, that shotgun, it's hell of a powerful and actually quite dangerous. And little known fact, the shotgun's got a faster kind of aim pump shoot time than the scatter gun has, slightly faster. I prefer it actually, a little bit more faster rate of fire with good amount of damage. Anyway, look at the blue team leading on that cart. Must rest on the laurels though, gotta make sure everything's out the way. You might want to get ahead of the enemy. Monsieur Shah there. Really trying to hold the enemy back with flares. Doesn't always work, especially on carts, they can regen their health. There's Marty. Yeah, that'll fix the problem. Stand on it. And oh no, that's an Uber. There's a counter Uber. Oh, nicely done there. Marty just waiting for that Uber to run out, and there it goes. Ooh, just missing on that, oh dear. Oh. Running out of ammo after all that. He'd been really taken to task here, Marty. He's really trying to defend the cart as a one-man team. Oh, that's some brave heavying right there. Oh no, and he goes down after all that. It took pretty much most of the blue team to dislodge one fat man behind a car. Well, in front of, I should say. But anyway, 2 minutes 38. Team is at, red team is falling back. They're not dying though. And blue team is still moving up. Could go either way. So we have a team change here. Let's push up to one side, and that might be dangerous. Stay with one thing I haven't seen so far is the blue team. They're using the top route. That top route is very handy. Gives you a little bit more range, firepower, and better sight than from down below. Also lets you get straight to the cart by jumping down. Very useful for heavies. You're a heavy, you're on top of a cliff, jump down into the enemy, so you can spin up in that time, and you're going very, very fast into your lethal zone. Because seriously, you don't need a heavy when it starts firing. Almost nothing in the game, except maybe a crit Flodge Man or any kind of crits will out DPS you. Edek there, oh my god, after all that hammering, Mr. British finally finished off that heavy. Oh, that was unfortunate. Oh wow, Coaster there, not getting a lucky crits there against that soldier. And 1 minute 9, can blue push this? They need to get this pushed over the line. All the struggle. One plucky couple of plucky pies really trying to hold this together. And nope, 4 minutes on the clock there. Red just couldn't hold that off. Valiant effort now. Now here comes the second part. Who has the roof? Well, it looks like straight away that blue's on the ball and immediately taking it. This ain't good for red. They need to be up there quicker. Now that's kind of thing where you got to really kind of decide where, if you need to try and hold the first point or really bolster up for the second. And I think going balls to the wall for the whole first wasn't the best tactic. In any case, so the blue completely moved up and around there. That cart though is going at reasonable speed. Needs to go a bit faster though. Now, can they clear out the fourth area? Point is actually, if you can make sure that area is clear, it's very easy. If red team starts getting things like sentries and stuff in the area, then it can become a nightmare. If red can stop you for long enough, you're going to have to start respawning from your original spawn, and that's a long trek to the front. Now, from the looks of the blue team is really trying to get everything out the way, but that cart is barely moving. There's where I think that pain trains are really handy. Oh wow, I don't know what happened there. Xenon I think got a front stab. Or a side stab or something, because that did not look legal. Now anyway, 7 minutes on the clock here. Yeah, I did disable it for the original face in the front time. I mean, you can, if you can hit the side of a body, it does count as the side, but I find it very tricksome like that. The thing is though, back in the old, they did fix front stabbing. It's one of the oldest patches ever done. Anyway, cart's getting pushed. 9 minutes 43 on the clock here, and it looks like Blue's team just happily pushing that, where the rest. Half the blue team is just at the front getting red out of the way, the other half of the team is just pushing the cart behind. In a very comfortable arrangement. And there it goes. It's looking good. That thing's getting pushed. This is a fast cap. Oh my god, everything on the last point. One heavy, stopping everything. Exige there is sticking to that cart. And but blue team wins anyway.